Not even a mile from our campground is the Dolphin Research Center. So if you get your tickets online, it's $25 a person. We thought we'd come here today and just see what there is. We actually rode our bikes down here, so I wouldn't call it a bike path, but it is off the road and doable. One big patch of gravel almost took me down, but otherwise it's within an easy riding distance to from our campground. That is actually a splash pad there in the middle. I don't know if that's a magnolia tree or not, but how pretty is that?
He's going to be here for the next, he's 23 now, so I bet he'll be here for the next 50, 60 years.
Wow, they live how long?
Yeah.
You said his name is
Blue.
Blue.
Blue, yep, and he just went through his 23rd birthday. So he's 23 years old.
There was a nice little veterans park and there were a lot of other birds, but they were hard to photograph through the cages.
Oh, there you go, Tina. Yay! So for Tina, you can see how excited she gets about learning new things. It's super, super fun for them. To them, it's all one big game. It's just a big brain teaser, and they absolutely love it.
You can go next, okay?
Now, the basis of all of our training that we do here is the relationship that we build with our dolphins, that bond and that trust that they have with us and we have with them. Because think about it, even for a human, we are much more likely to do a favor for a friend than a total stranger. So that relationship that we have with them is the most important tool that we have in our toolbox. And from there, all of our training is done through positive reinforcement, and we go in little bitty baby steps. So Kasika here, she's been working on back tail walk. Is that what we're looking at here? Excellent. Nice job, Kasika. So this is a behavior where they will come up out of the water and move backwards with their tail still in the water, like they're walking on water. And Kasika is learning this behavior. So the first step is to show her that target with either your fist or a target pole. We have part of a target pole right behind me. It's missing the buoy on the end. And then the next step is moving that target higher and higher, helping her build up those core muscles, helping her sustain that position up out of the water. And then you can start on that backwards motion. So Kasika's been working on this for a while. You can see she pretty much has the idea of what a back tail walk is. At this point, she's just really working on those fine motor skills, sustaining that motion. Sometimes she gets a little overexcited and she comes too far out of the water and just falls back.
All right, you gotta go, 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 go.
Like that, yeah. Nice, Kasika. She recovered it though.
Good job. You don't have to come up so high.
Good job, Kasika.
All right, you want to turn, little baby.
So when they are doing a great job, they're making progress. We ask for a behavior, they do that behavior, they're going to get a reward. Now what that reward is going to depend a lot on the individual dolphin because they're all different and they all like different things. Their reward is not always fish by a long shot. Although we do use our fish as a reward and a communication tool in sessions, we are going to give them all of their fish even if they decide they don't want to participate in the training that we had planned. The main reason that we feed them during their training sessions is for convenience sake. We're down here anyway, we're playing with them, we're spending time on the dock, so we might as well feed them while we're down here. We can do, and sometimes we do for fun, entire training sessions with no fish involved, and they are absolutely okay with that. Because that's not really what they're here for. Especially for many of these young ladies, for them, fish is more like convincing a kid to eat their vegetables. Especially towards the end of the session, you'll see if they start getting full. But what they love is attention. They love playtime. They have that relationship with Kirsten and all of our other trainers. Your feet. So they get excited to come hang out in the sessions and come play and have a good time and learn new things. Nina wants to do just about anything except retrieve that hoop. I'll touch it, I'll dive over it.
Tina, can you go get it for me?
See if Santini can go get it. I'm sure Santini has it under control.
Oh.
Thank you, Tina.
She popped up in there like she...
I wasn't so sure about coming here because I knew it was gonna, or I thought it was gonna be out in the sun all day. But this place is so well designed, and look at all of the shade. So lots of seats, good viewing area. Looks like they're playing. All right. Nice.
Mr. Pax was the second son of Percy. Percy's going to be 50 years old this year, so he has a long lineage here at DRC. And his family are the stars of the original Flipper movie. Go, buddy. Pax is out. He's going to go show off a big dive, and I'll tell you a little more about that. He has a lot of energy today. He's about 600 pounds of muscle. Really good. Nice job, my dude. So that original black and white 1963 Flipper movie was filmed right here in this back area. Pax's grandparents were the stars, yeah. There was a dolphin named Mitzi. She was a pretty face. She was all the close-up shots. He's going to show you his handsome face. But she was not very athletic. She didn't want to do big dives. She didn't want to go away from the camera. She wanted to stay right in front of them. So Mitzi had 5 stunt doubles who played Flipper and did all those high energies. And they gave us, they had a little off-screen romance and gave us his mom, Percy. Yep. You want to tell him? You tell him. You tell him. You're talking right to the mic, too. Say it again. You're funny. So, bottlenose dolphins, like Pax here, eat 5 to 10% of their body weight a day. For Pax, 600 pounds, that could be upwards of 30 pounds of fish. Pax is away. So they don't eat 30 pounds of fish in one meal. They have 3 to 5 meals a day. So Pax here, yellow tag, means it's his AM bucket, his breakfast bucket. So he knows once this bucket is done, we're going to come back again. He knows that he has more to eat during the day, a lot more calories to get in. Anybody have any guesses of why we ask them for these big dives and the big cannonballs and all the behaviors that they do? Hi. It is all just for exercise, right? Yeah. They are eating 30 pounds of fish a day, putting on a lot of weight, which we like our dolphins a little on the hefty side, right? Yeah. Yeah. And we want to make sure that we're giving them exercise to help burn off those calories, keep them healthy, keep them big and strong. Yeah. You want to show them how strong you are? Go, buddy. Alright, Pax is going to show you his vertical spin, so he's going to pop straight up out of the water, spin himself around, and straight back down. Beautiful, Pax.
Wow. That's awesome.
Good job. Really good. So these pectoral flippers on his side right here, these best are used to help him spin. They help get him up out of the water. Yeah. Good. Where his tail fluke builds up all that power for him to be able to throw himself up out of the water. Can you show them how you kick that tail? Show them. Dolphins are mammals like us. So they march that tail up and down.
Yay!
There's another animal in the wild that dolphins oftentimes get confused with, and Pax is going to show you, see if you guys can figure out what that animal is. Oh my. Any guesses what animal that is?
A shark.
It's shark. That is shark. Pax's shark impression. Sharks are fish. He's ignoring my whistle. He said, I like this behavior. So they move side to side like that. Whereas, like I said, dolphins are mammals, so they march up and down. Very good, shark. That was good. Now can you show them how smart you are? Can you show them your tummy and your shark? So these boys in particular, a lot of our dolphins here are going to follow the same thing. But these boys love combo behaviors. They love to be asked to use their brain and be creative and combine a lot of the behaviors that they already know. Pax is away. Pax also loves ladies. These are adult males. They have one thing on their mind most of the time, and if one of our females is cycling, the boys are the first to let us know. So right now, all the boys are kind of tense with each other. They live in separate lagoons. These two here are a bachelor pod, as well as the lagoons behind us, and then also the one behind you guys, a little bit diagonal there. Those are all bachelor pods. We teach dolphins at Dolphin Research Center the same way you'll find them in the wild. Maternity pods, juvenile pods, and bachelor pods. Males do not do anything with the females except breeding, so we don't want to subject our females to that 24/7 all year. So we keep them separate the same way you find them in the wild. The front lagoon, where you first come into when you enter our facility, is a maternity pod. So that is all adult females and dependent calves. It just so happens right now that we don't have any dependent calves living in that front lagoon. Our two youngest actually live directly behind you guys, and that is Bowie, who's going to be a year on May 31st, and her cousin Murata, who was born in November. Thank you. Show me your tummy. Good job, my dude. Notice Pax has a belly button, just like we do as mammals. There's one thing that nobody thinks about when dolphins, but there are a lot of characteristics that make mammals mammals. So Pax, they have live birth, right? Mm-hmm. Anybody else have a guess what it is? Thank you. That you wouldn't normally think of. Your hair. Dolphins do have hair. For a few hours after they're born, they have a little mustache that's right along the upper lip. On our two youngsters in the back, you can actually kind of see the hair follicles of where those little hairs once were, but they fall off pretty quickly after birth. But that is how we can classify these guys as mammals. Good boy. Pax is going to take his vitamins really quick, so just like you and I should take our vitamins, these guys do, and then they get a big fish chaser. They do not have a gag reflex, so they can swallow these whole just like they swallow their fish whole. There's no problem for that. Can you show him you can be a scary alligator too? Pax will come by and show you his chompers. This is his alligator impression. But they do not use those teeth to eat food. They don't chew, they swallow everything whole. So those teeth are used just to grab onto things when we feed them fish or if they are catching fish in the wild. Good boy, Pax. And they actually won't start to get duller as they get older. They only get one set their whole life. We get our baby teeth and our adult teeth. These guys don't. No. And they're not like a shark. They don't get another set. If any fall out, that is it. So Pax does have in the front here, can see, some of them are pretty dull, pretty flat, and as he gets older, that'll continue. And that's just normal. They use their teeth for everything. In the same way a puppy does. They don't have hands, so their teeth help them explore their environment and play with their friends. His brother Talon just showed off his speed run. A bottlenose dolphin like these guys can swim about 18 miles an hour. Again, all by pumping that big giant tail muscle. I've been talking a lot. Does anybody have any questions so far? Yeah. Any guesses where all Pax's sounds come from? He's giving you a lot of hints this session. His blowhole, yeah. So his blowhole is where he breathes from. Yeah, you told him the location. Very nice. It is also where all the sounds come from, like his favorite. With raspberry. He can also laugh at you guys. Yeah, he cheers for himself there too. Yeah. They don't have any gag reflex, so in a little bit you will see us give both of these boys a fresh drink of water. Their mouth goes directly to their stomach, which is why they can swallow all these big fish, and their blowhole goes directly to their lungs. There's no chance of them choking. That also means, though, there's no way for us to teach them to make these sounds. We can manipulate his body to move in certain ways using a hand target, right? We can say, no, thank you. Yeah. We can ask him to move his flipper a certain way. But we can't ask him to move his blowhole a certain way. That's your whistle. You want to show him that one? Good. The only thing we can do is when he makes one of those sounds we like, not just Pax, any dolphin, blow our whistle, let them know, yes, I like that sound, and show them the signal that is paired with that sound. They learn through imitation, the same way we do. A human baby, if you wave at it every day, eventually it learns to wave back. Can you show them how you wave? That's the same for these guys. They learn by watching mom. They learn by watching the other dolphins in the pod that they grow up in. So that blowhole, again, we can't teach any of those sounds, but whenever we hear one we like, this whistle means, yes, great job. That's exactly what I was looking for. So we're able to blow that whistle and then show them the signal. Go away. I'm going to ask Pax to show off one of his favorites, and that is a dolphin cannonball. Your breach. Pax is out. So he's going to go to a nice big cannonball out in the middle. Point your cameras up there. Right, Dan? Sorry, Icky. Yay! Good job. Can you give yourself a round of applause? What you're seeing next door is that fresh water I was telling you about. They do not need that to survive. Same as you and I don't need fresh water to survive. But once, as a species, we learned drinking 8 to 12 glasses a day made us feel better. Our kidneys' liver function better. It's able to flush all the toxins out better. We live longer. Once we learned those things, we started to live longer. That's kind of the same for these guys. In the wild, their average lifespan is about 28 to 29. Pax here is 26. His brother Talon is 33. Their mom is going to be 50 this year. Yeah. So that fresh water is an added benefit. They live in salt water, so their body is constantly processing. Thank you for waiting. That salt water and helping flush it out. Again, they're mammals like us. If you guys drink salt water or your dog drinks salt water, you get sick. Same for these guys. So we can offer them the fresh water this way. Again, no gag reflex. So Pax will get his turn in a minute, but right now Talon is doing his. And they don't share any medical equipment. So when they're all done with that, that tube is not going to come over here. Pax has his own behind me, just like you and I wouldn't share a toothbrush. Can you show them your dorsal fin? Their dorsal fin works like the keel of a boat. If he didn't have that dorsal fin, he'd be like a football. And what happens with a football when you chuck it? It spins. He would not be able to keep himself upright without those extra appendages, so that dorsal helps keep him. He says, I don't want to listen to your whistle today. It helps keep him from rolling around after trying to swim. We do have one dolphin who is missing part of his dorsal fin. He was attacked by a shark before he came to live with us, and that is Jax. Jax was attacked by a bull shark, and then came to live with us about a year later, but he can still keep up with these guys. He has enough of his dorsal fin that it does not hinder him in that way. Good boy. Good boy. So these guys, you might, I don't know, it's a little murky right now, but there are a lot of fish that live in these lagoons. These guys do not know how to catch that fish. They're very smart, right? Yeah, and he can do lots of research and lots of human games, but he does not know how to catch this fish to eat it. That is because they learn, like I said, through imitation, and they learned to take fish from their human friends. That's how they learned from their moms and the pod that they grew up in. And then for the rescue dolphins, like Jax, we also have Louie, Summer, and Ranger. They were so young when they were found that they still have milk in their stomach. A dolphin will stay with mom nursing for 18 months to 3 years before it learns to hunt. And then it will stay with mom learning up to 6 years. So all of our dolphins that we have as rescues were very young and deemed non-releasable. Nice tap. Because they had milk in their stomach when they were found, which tells us they never learned how to eat fish. And there's no way for a human to teach a dolphin to eat fish without them thinking a human is involved. And that is affecting their wild populations greatly. There are some pods off the coast of Texas, thank you, Speakwood, that have become reliant on humans, whether it's you're going on your fishing boat and you're throwing your carcasses over, and then they learn, oh, I follow the boat, I get free food. And they quickly lose the skill to hunt on their own. They forget how to catch enough, they get lazy, and they're like, oh, I know how to get it for free. So they are only living, long enough to be barely old enough to reproduce. So they're living to be anywhere from 10 to 12 years old before they're passing away. And they need to be For males, sexually mature is anywhere from 10 to 13, and for females, 7 to 10. So if they are not able to find the food they need in a certain area, they're traveling really far to find it, and then they are getting injured by both because they become reliant on people, and they're burning a lot of calories without replenishing it. They're dehydrated, so they're not living very long. So one of the things we like to ask is that when you guys are out on your boats, you follow all the rules and guidelines. Do not interact with wild marine mammals. Not only is it illegal, but it's harmful to them. It's illegal to follow, harass. We definitely recommend stopping and watching, turn your boat off and watch them. But don't feed them, don't interact. If you see plastic, catch that. Get it out of our oceans. Can you go find something? Tax is shopping to help these guys and help their wild counterparts to live a nice long time. I asked Tex to use his echolocation to get a gift. Talon's also looking as well. So their echolocation is like their built-in sonar. So they're going to send out a lot of clicks and whistles. It'll come out of the forehead. I'll ask them to replicate that sound again in a minute. We're still shopping. And then it bounces off an object. When it comes back to them, thank you, we got some seagrass. It comes back and it produces an image that goes into the fatty tissue in the bottom part of their jaw. That is, their bottom jaw is hollow. That image will come in there, and then they'll be able to kind of figure out the size, shape, density, direction an object is moving, even the speed that it's moving in, if it is moving. Yeah. Pax is able to tell with this echolocation. The difference between a ping pong ball and a golf ball from a football field away. Whereas you and I wouldn't even know those two objects were out there. So this sound is just a simulation. The echolocation does not work above water, it only works underwater. So that is just a simulation of what it would be like. Woo! You're shaking for them. But he can use it underwater to hunt for fish in the wild, to watch where their friends are, watch out for predators. You guys want to get involved and ask Pax for his grand finale? Anybody who wants to. If you're already standing, that's perfect. If you want to stand right up against that rope, all you're going to do is start with your right index finger up. I'm going to send Pax to look at you. Once he stops and we can tell he's paying attention, you guys are going to make the OK sign and yell, circle! And the louder and more energy you give him, the more excited he'll be. And I'll count you down 1, 2, 3. We want to make sure we're all on time. But this right finger is called a station. It asks him to sit up and look at you guys. It lets him know you're going to ask him for something else. But it also lets you all know that he's paying attention and ready. If he comes over and one eye's underwater and he's just kind of chilling, he's not quite ready to show off. And this is a big behavior. It takes a lot of energy, so we want to make sure he's ready. Good. Can you go look at our friends? So again, I'll count you down 1, 2, 3. On 3, you're going to make that OK sign and yell. All right, 1, 2, 3.
Circle!
There we go. We're up. You should go over to the left here a little bit.
Oh.
Beautiful! Holy moly! Wow, you are incredible! Good job. Again, Pax is 600 pounds of muscle. And before I hop off mic, I'm actually going to ask him to come up on the dock so you guys can just see just how big he is. Can you come over? Hold on, hold on! All the way over here, away from the water stuff. I know, you're ready. You can do it. Come on up. Very good. Nice job. And that is a medical behavior in of itself. We can put a big scale, but thin scale on this dog and ask all of our dolphins here to pop up on it and get a weight on them to make sure they're healthy. Before I hop off mic, do you guys have any other questions?
Do you have wild dolphins that ever come from up?
We do have wild dolphins. The question was, do wild dolphins come up to our fences? And they do. Yesterday, actually, there was a young dolphin right against the fence line here. It was alone, so we assume it was a male. Females, you are, usually travel in large groups. Your water, okay? But they'll come to the fence, check on these guys, and these guys, this is excited sounds right now. They'll make a sound, we call it snitting, but it's basically meh, meh, meh. It does not sound nice. And it is your water. Yelling at those other dolphins, like, get out of here, like, get off my lawn. They know that this is their space. The other dolphins come, check them out, and they're like, okay, this isn't my pod, I'm out. Especially males, since they do pair bond. A wild male's not going to hang around long. The males will pair bonds. Can you sit up nice and tall, please? Because I am very comfortable. Thank you. You want to walk down? Fine. The males pair bonds, so when they approach a maternity pod, of 20, 30, 40, 50 dolphins. They can spread as much of their DNA as possible without any competition.
Good boy.
So again, guys, my name is Kirsten. That's Jen on the other dock. Thank you for. If you guys have any questions, find anybody in a staff skirt, whistle, radio, we're happy to answer them, okay?
So Roger is the photographer today, and he took so many wonderful pictures with the Nikon D40X and a zoom lens that I just couldn't resist putting all these still pictures in here. So I hope you enjoy the close-up of these beautiful animals. We couldn't get over how friendly the dolphins were. When we would stand next to their lagoons, they would just come up and chatter at us. So, very fun. We're having to do our recap of the Dolphin Research Center now that we're back at our campsite. It's the first time I think we have ever run the battery out of our Insta360.
Doo-doo occurs.
Yeah, and let me say, I wasn't so sure I wanted to spend $25 a piece to go into the Dolphin Research Center, but now that I know what was there, we'd pay more, because that's
we could have.
that's one of those places that if I could, I would go back every week. It was that good.
They had options where you could pay extra and swim with the dolphins and extra and interact physically with the dolphins and touch and pet and that sort of thing, but we were too cheap for that.
Well, not only that, but
I was.
Okay. That we got so close to the dolphins. I mean, we really could see them very well. There was a couple of them that during one of the breaks, they were like kind of playing in front of us, looking for our approval, I think.
We were there for almost 4 hours, and never did it seem like there was a lag. Sure, you had to go from one lagoon to another lagoon to experience everything that they wanted to show you with the different dolphins, but very short time between the I'll call them events for lack of a better word. So it was never boring, it was never dry, it was fun. It was interesting being that close to mammals that big and that smart. You could just, they say that mammals or dolphins are almost as smart as people. I don't know whether I buy that or not, but they are in their own way.
And in case you don't hear it on the video, that lagoon is where the old series Flipper was filmed.
Some of it.
And they actually have descendants of Flipper that are still there performing. The biggest and best performance of the day was one of his descendants. So anyway, and I apologize for the phone ringing. It hasn't rang in days, so when we're in the middle of filming this, of course the phone is going to ring.
You can answer it.
Yeah. Anyway, ending with well worth the money. Excellent place, and there's only one small clip of it, but they have other things there other than
exotic birds.
Yeah, they have some exotic birds, and we actually got to see one of them out of the cage. They usually have sea lions, but they're rehabbing their habitat, so I don't know where you take a sea lion when you don't want them there, but and some giant tortoises, but the dolphins certainly stole the show for sure.
Check it out on your next trip to the Keys.
Yeah.
I know on our next trip to the Keys we'll be back.
Yeah, it was way fun. So see you next time.
Take care.